and welcome to the James Oliver Guitar Channel, and today this is part 16 of the vinyl albums I love / albums and bands that inspire me. So this is part 16 where I show 20 LPs, various different music, various bands, and seems to be quite a popular little segment on the channel. So as I said before, I'll keep on going with it. This is part 16 and here we go. Album number 1 is a classic. This is the Love album, Forever Changes, of course, the genius that is Arthur Lee. Tracks on this like Alone Again, oh, fantastic, Old Man. Bummer in the Summer is a favourite of mine on here, Live and Let Live. Great songs, 60s, poppy, rocky, psychedelic. Just a classic album, and this is signed by Johnny Eccles, a guitar player, who I was lucky to see in Cardiff last year. He was playing with Arthur Lee's old band, and they played this album in its entirety, and it was a fantastic evening. So there's Arthur Lee, and Love was Forever Changes. Up next, one of my favourite cowpunk bands, and one of my favourite bands in general. This is Jason and the Scorchers with the album Lost and Found. White Lies is on this, If Money Talks, Shopping Around, Broken Whiskey Glass. An amazing version of Hank Williams' Lost Highway. I'm a big fan of the Scorchers, Warner Rogers on guitar, and of course Jason Rindenberg on vocals. I wouldn't mind getting Jason to sing in my band. Wonderful band, seen these in Bristol as well last year, on like a package tour with Dan Baird from the Georgia Satellites, and the Kentucky Headhunters played as well. But for me, I was there for the Scorchers, absolutely top notch. All their records are worth checking out. But this one is fantastic, and Last Time Around is on this as well, which is another favourite of mine. So there we are, there's Jason and the Scorchers with Lost and Found, and it is signed by Jason and Warner as well. A little bit of memorabilia as well for the first two. This is Ansel and the Rockets, Knock You Out. Ansel Thunderbolt, fantastic jump blues guitar player. You know, people don't often know Ansel, you know, compared to some of the other blues guys, but what a great player, you know, when he's there with his Strat and his stuff on like this, like She Knocks Me Out, Howling for My Darling. Bark, nice playing on that track, Going Away. You know, this is sort of the 80s blues sort of stuff, you know, around the same time as Ronnie Earl and the Broadcasters and the Fabulous Thunderbirds, etc. Definitely check out Ansel Thunderbolt. He's a cracking guitar player, and this is a cracking sort of upbeat R&B bluesy sort of record, which I know a lot of the listeners, if they haven't heard this on the channel, will enjoy. More Big Joe Williams. I wanted to show this really because I love the cover. Obviously, I mean, I love the music, you know, there's stuff on you like Stack of Dollars and Jump Baby Jump, Jive the Blues, I Got a Bad Mind. You know, Big Joe Turner was famous for writing Baby Please Don't Go. And of course this record, I love the old Harmony Sovereign on the front with the 9 strings. He's world famous for playing his 9-string guitar, and as you can see, there's the battered old Harmony Sovereign with the pick guard and the 9 strings. I just think that is one of the coolest covers ever, and his hat. And this is on the Denmark label. Is it Denmark? Delmark, sorry, excuse me. It's on the Delmark label. And there's lots of cool blue stuff on the Delmark label, which you should definitely check out. So here we are, Big Joe Williams. Just love the cover. And if you look, I know, you can see the tuners at the top of the headstock. Stuff like that, you know, I like stuff like that. Bit more blues. This is Lightning Hopkins with Lightning Strikes. Wonderful Lightning Hopkins. I mean, his stuff with the band is great, his stuff on his own is great. He's playing his Gibson acoustic with the Armand pickup in, fabulous sound. And his stuff on there like The Devil's Watching You, Rolling and Rolling, Mary Lou, Heavy Snow, Got Me a Louisiana Woman, Low Down Blues. And this is on the Joy label. That's for the record collectors. And yeah, so there's Lightning Hopkins, Lightning Strikes. This is probably his most famous album, I'd say. Cool, another cool cover. I mean, this is the thing with the vinyl. You get the great music and the great covers. You can read the backs of them and really get into them. Okay. One of my favourite guitar players, Mick Green. This is a strange one. This is his solo album called Painkiller. And it's sort of a bit, well, I don't know. He's sort of doing a little bit sort of, there's a drum machine on it and stuff. But still, classic Mick Green chugging guitar playing. There he is on the back with a resonator. And this is the only solo album he ever made. And of course he's got a pirate ship on the front with legs. Again, that's a bit different, isn't it? But I mean, I've raved about Mick Green on this channel since I started it back in March, and there's hundreds of Mick Green covers on here and all sorts of stuff. Mick Green's son is on the channel as well, showing off his father's famous Telecaster Custom, which is cool if you're into Mick Green. But this is his solo album, Painkiller. And he does, the only song on here that I know, cover, is Shaking All Over. All the rest of the songs he's wrote, like Burning Rubber, which was a later album title from one of the 90s Pirates albums. So there we are, that's Mick Green with the Painkiller record. Not often seen, that one. I like to show Welsh bands on here. So here's New Southern Comfort. My mate there, Dave Timothy, my other mate Steve Finn, they now play in a band called Canada. I sometimes sit in with Canada. And of course Dave is responsible. Dave and Tim Harrington, the two guys responsible for getting me into all this country music and the twangy sort of guitar stuff. And Dave is still alive, he's in his 80s. Well, he is 80. Steve is still writing great songs. I don't know the bass player, but his name is Ray. And there's some fantastic songs on here, like the Tennessee Waltz, California Blues, Lonesome Whistle, Take That Train Today. Great country music. Steve is playing Dave's old 64 telly with a maple cap neck, and it's a cool country album. It's New Southern Comfort. Up next, Richard Thompson. It's one of my favourite later Richard Thompson albums. Absolutely wonderful. Rumour and Sigh. Great tracks on this. I mean, it is worth buying for 1952 Vincent Black Lightning, which is one of my all-time favourites by any songwriter. Psycho Street is a bit different. It's a bit avant-garde, and Read About Love, I Feel So Good, I Misunderstood. Keep Your Distance, which is quite apt, really, for these times with COVID and all that nonsense. So yeah, classic Richard Thompson, and I also like the cartoon cover too. Rumour and Sigh. Up next, two of my favourites. They made a record together. This is Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley, with two great guitars, and they've got Bo's Gretsch and Chuck's Gibson on the front. Liverpool Drive and Chuck's Beat on side one. When the Saints Go Marching In and Bo's Beat on side two. If you're into Chuck Berry and Bo Diddley, this is a must. Again, classic cover, classic rock and roll, real cool stuff there. So there we are, Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry, two great guitars. Now this is a Wilko Johnson solo album from the 80s. This is Wilko's album, Barbed Wire Blues. And this has got songs on it like Barbed Wire Blues, which is one of my favourites. Keep It To Myself is on this, Out in the Traffic, Living in the Art of Love. Norman and Wilko, great, still touring today. This is a cool album, definitely worth checking out. He still does quite a lot of songs. He still does Barbed Wire Blues. I've heard him do Turn 21. I've seen him do Keep It To Myself as well. I particularly like Waiting for the Rain, Rain. Quite a catchy hook on that one. So yeah, this is the Wilko Johnson album, Barbed Wire Blues. And it is signed by Wilko and Norman. In quite thick black marker pen. That was from when I seen him in the Fleece in Bristol on the farewell tour. And luckily, of course, it wasn't a farewell tour and he's still going today. More blues. Hollywood Fats. Mike Mann, a.k.a. Hollywood Fats. This is one of my favourite blues albums of all time. Rock This House, She's Dynamite, Okie Dokie Stomp, Poor Boy, Caledonia. Mike Mann was something else. Have a look at Mike Mann, a.k.a. Hollywood Fats, playing with Muddy Waters with his Red 335. Mind-blowing stuff. Larry the Mole Taylor on bass guitar, of course, was in Canned Heat. Al Blake on vocals. Richard Innes on drums. This is a must-have album for anybody into jump blues. It's in the same sort of vein as Ansel Thunderbolt as well, and Ronnie Earl, but it's the Hollywood Fats band, and it is the only official record they made. There is bootlegs of live stuff of the Hollywood Fats band, but this is the studio album you want, entitled The Hollywood Fats Band. We seem to be on quite a bluesy theme today, because up next we got R.L. Burnside. Burnside on Burnside. Of Of course, you got R.L. Burnside on guitar, Kenny Brown on guitar, and Cedric Burnside, his grandson, on drums. Miss Maybell rolling and tumbling, Shake 'em on down, Jumper on the Line, Going Down South. All this North Mississippi Hill country blues stuff is fantastic, and the Fat Possum label with, you know, C.Dell Davis on, and R.L. Burnside and T-Model Ford. Even Bob Log III released some albums on the Fat Possum label, and there's a really good documentary on YouTube about the Fat Possum label. So if you just type in Fat Possum label documentary, I think, and it's just about, it's not about the Fat Possum label as such, but it's about all them North Mississippi Hill country acts. And Cedric Burnside, of course, is still playing today, and so is Kenny Brown. R.L. sadly passed away, but definitely worth checking out. The feel is incredible. That's R.L. Burnside. This is quite a cool one. This is called Thunderbolt. Hopkins sax instrumentals, 1952 to 1956. There's some really, really cool stuff on here. You know, real cool sort of saxophone instrumentals, you know, which are quite jump bluesy, R&B, some lovely lines on there which you can pick up as a guitar player. And I'm not really sure who the artists are on here. If anybody knows, comment below, but I know the music is absolutely class. So that's Thunderbolt. Onkin sax instrumentals. Really cool to pick ideas up on the guitar. Taste live at the Isle of Wight, Rory Gallagher. What's Going On, Sugar Mama, Morning Sun, Cinnaboy, Catfish. I love the footage of the Isle of Wight Festival, and Rory's got his AC-30 propped up on a chair, playing to all them hundreds of thousands of people. Classic Rory Gallagher. One of the first real great power trios. Cream, Taste, Jimi Hendrix Experience. Taste live at the Isle of Wight. More Welsh. This is Carl Ford and the Brakemen. Of course, Carl Ford is a Welsh country singer. Johnny Cash style singer, doing great country up until he passed away. And now his son Ian, who goes under the name Ian Carl Ford, carries on that family tradition, playing his father's Martin, doing that great country stuff. There's stuff on here like Cold Cold Heart, Folsom Prison, Carl Perkins is Tennessee, Bob Wills is Still the King, which of course is a Waylon Jennings tune. And I think that he sold this on gigs mainly, but this is Ian Carl Ford and the Brakemen. Sorry, Carl Ford and the Brakemen. Ian is his son, who also goes out as Ian Carl Ford and the Brakemen. As you can probably tell, I do these videos in one take, so I do leave the mistakes in. No, there's only 4 more to go. This is the Creedence Clearwater Revival album, Green River. You know, Bad Moon Rises on this, Lodi's on this, Green River's on this, Commotion's on this, John Fogerty, amazing songwriter. And I have a show Creedence, and I mean, I've got quite a few Creedence albums, so I thought today I'd show Green River. I love the cover with the resonator guitar. What a voice Fogerty has got, and what a band Creedence really were. So that's Green River by Creedence Clearwater Revival. Now this was signed the same time as the Barbed Wire Blues album. This is the last album Wilko played on with the Feel Goods, and this is Sneaking Suspicion. There's tracks on this like Sneaking Suspicion, Paradise, which is Wilko's song he still does. Lucky 7 is on this, Lights Out. John B. Sparks, Lee Brillo, The Big Figure, and Wilko. The classic feel-good lineup to me, even though I do like Chippy Mayo. This is the Sneaking Suspicion album. The last one Wilko made with the Feel Goods. Great back cover as well, and she got the Feel Good logo tattooed on her thigh. Excellent. And just 2 more to go. This is the self-titled first Candied album. On the Liberty label, tracks like Rolling and Tumbling, Bullfrog Blues, Evil, Going Down Slow, Catfish, Just My Broom Help Me. Sounds like one of my cover set lists. You know, Alan Blindell Wilson, a real blues historian, and I think he taught Candied about all this old blues when, you know, on like Future Blues, they do Charlie Patton's Pony Blues, you know, it's just fantastic. Early Candied. And last but not least, this is Ricky Nelson's self-titled album called Ricky Nelson. There's tracks on here like Shirley Lee, Someday, Down the Line, My Babe, which is the Little Walter song, is on this. Good Rockin' Delight, you know, the one Elvis does. James Burton on guitar, Ricky Nelson's a great singer. And that's number 20, so there we have it. There's another 20 vinyl albums that inspire me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and tune in next week and there'll be another episode. Really appreciate it. Cheers.